How to Create a Glitch Monologues Season 11 Chapter 8. This is Season 11 of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues Episode 8. In this episode, we will be discussing gateways and archetypal constellations. In this episode we will be using letters as a shorthand for individuals. So, for example, A will be person 1, B will be person 2, etc. To start off, usually a gateway between A and B transforms the archetypal constellation of A by B, and B by A. What this means in practice is that similarities between the feelings associated with C by A, and D by B, will mean C will approach D, and D will approach C. But there's more to it than that. In some circumstances, archetypes reflexively applied by B to B will produce a reorganization and realignment of B's archetypal constellation such that when A forms a gateway to B, it means also a gateway between B and D. Archetypal constellations are complex webs constructed out of rationalizations we apply to ourselves to explain our own behavior, as well as rationalizations self-attributed as a result of others' assertions. But it is also important to note that the rationalizations applied by others can cause convergence between two distinct individuals connected only by a common person. For example, let's say A believes B and D are similar. This will cause an archetypal convergence between B and D, created by a gateway between A and B and D, which will increase the likelihood of spatial convergence and greater overall similarity. Suffice it to say, the complexity of an archetypal constellation can be mapped only with all of the available information, which is often in fact hard to come by. Be that as it may, self-assignment of similarity between say A and Z means a gateway between A and Z with corresponding emphasis. Now, the archetypal constellation produces three kinds of emphasis which are relevant: facial, vocal and postural. These species of emphasis represent an exaggeration or attenuation of visual and auditory similarities between aligned archetypes. So for example, if A and Z self-identify as similar, producing a gateway, then A and Z will demonstrate facial similarity arising out of attentional attenuation and exaggeration of facial features, vocal patterns and postural movements. Emphasis produces an identity signature, which manifests as similarity between two associated individuals according to their self-attribution or gateways. Likewise, these forms of emphasis are further exaggerated by consumer choices, which accentuate the facial, vocal and postural emphasis. Likewise, deference plays a role as well, in that emphasis can be so accentuated by it in concert with archetypal alignments. Now, it is also correct to say that we are all one to the degree to which we are archetypally aligned, which means that all interaction represents the evolution of our constellation. In fact, movie stars, gossip columns, are incorporated into our emphasis according to our self-identification. Likewise, common thoughts or feelings produce gateways to the extent that they tie us to each other in our perceptions of others within our constellation. For example, if A and B see the emphasis of D according to Z, then we can say that there exists a gateway between A and B through D. That's the end of the podcast for today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.